Hello, everybody. Hi. Hold on a second. Give me one moment. Okay, everything's in order. Hi. Hello, everybody. Happy Friday. I'm Mr. Overheat. How's everybody doing today? I know it's a bit of a late stream, but I woke up late today, like an idiot, and I felt really unmotivated, so I didn't really do much. I woke up and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should try Cities Skylines 2 again. Maybe I should do that. So I played a little bit of Cities Skylines, and then after that, after like an hour and a half or 2 hours of that, I was like, man, I can't just not do anything today. I gotta lock in. I gotta do something. So now there's like, there's an early access video that's readily available for anybody who is a YouTube member. I mean, that's probably on your homepage right now. If not, if you're also like somebody who donates on Patreon, join the Discord, you'll get the link for that, and then also Twitch as well. You know, the usual places. So yeah, I did that. Worked on a few other things. One little secret-ish thing that's going all right, but isn't quite done yet. It'll be hopefully by the end of this month it'll be ready. I think you guys will be surprised by it, but anyway. Anyway, yeah, I actually had to do some things today. I can't just spend an entire Friday not doing anything, tragically. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing alright. I slept in too much because I went to bed too late. Because I was playing Factorio III. Entirely self-inflicted wound. It is my own fault. We might as well actually go over to this. There we go. Might as well just chill while we get things ready. Because like Factorio is one of those games where like you don't really have to wait for people to join in and then re-explain what you're doing. Like not really. I mean, we're still going to do that, right? I'm still going to go over what we're doing and sort of where we're at, but you know, it just feels like a completely different game. As opposed to like an EU5, I'm like, okay, we'll give people like 10 minutes to join and then I'll explain what's going on and that kind of thing. But Factorio, you don't really have to do that. Either you've played Factorio and you know what's going on, or you haven't played Factorio and it's hard to explain anyway. So I feel it's a little bit easier. But anyway. Man, oh, you know, actually, I know why I'm tired. Because I woke up this morning and I didn't have caffeine. What do you guys think? Is it valid to have the 3 PM energy drink, or is that doing too much? Because it might be doing a little too much. Like, to my heart, physically. Or to my sleep schedule. But then again, I guess you could live your entire life just waking up, having caffeine, and then if the caffeine is making it hard to go to sleep, you just take a melatonin in the evening. Fix your sleep schedule with one easy trick. Yeah, we're gonna throw down a few more lights to make things look nicer. But yeah, we didn't really get too far. I think it was it actually 2 days ago that I last streamed this, or did I stream this on Tuesday? I don't even remember. Let me take a little gander at the page here. That was 2 days ago. Wow. 2 days in a week with no stream schedule, but with streams. We're starting off strong in 2026. Well, 2026 is starting off strong in multiple ways. You know, it's been a long year this past week. Other than that, let's see. Oh, right, yeah, I had set up the inserters here. Someone said, "Oh, you might want these." I don't know if I'm gonna need these or want these, but well, like they technically take up less power. So someone said, "Oh, you should still have your regular inserters." And like, maybe. They take up a little bit less power, don't they? What do you take up? Maximum consumption is 15.1. Maximum consumption 59.3. Okay, I could kind of see it. I could kind of see it a little bit, maybe. Alright, so I think the job we were working on after this is... Because, like, this isn't going to be enough circuits, but we're going to pretend it is for now. We're going to extend the bus. We had just gotten our red research done. So I think we were thinking of actually starting on steel. Yeah, we might as well queue that up, that's fine. We're actually thinking of starting on steel at this point. And we need stone furnaces, but once we get steel, we can very easily get the better furnaces, right? So maybe I don't want, like, a massive steel setup. Yet. But I will make a steel setup. So we're going to do this. We drag things over this direction. And we're going to split off and bring things down here. I think. Actually, was it steel that I wanted, or was it... Oh, hold on. We should do that. Was it steel, or did I want to set up green signs? I don't even remember. Well, we can do steel first. I had an interesting conversation yesterday. My brother, he's a nurse. And so, I don't remember how we got to this topic. We went out for dinner. Me, my brother, and my brother-in-law, and we, you know, just once every now and then kind of thing. And we got on the topic of, like, just general medicine. He was talking about his work. And I don't know what's going on. I didn't do biology. I actually didn't even do high school biology. Because I had absolutely no interest in it. But now, you know, I'm like... almost in my mid-20s. I guess I am in my mid-20s. But the point is, it's like a serious age. I gotta lock it. So I gotta, like, know health things. So I asked him a bunch of questions about, like, oh, how does, like, all the different kinds of, like, fats and sugars work, and what's up with that. And I learned so much that I had absolutely no idea about. It's at this point I've realized I have not been locking in. Even if I think I've been locking in, I have not. Because sometimes I'll be like, oh, you know what, all I really need to do is just, like, eat a little bit less, right? But, like, the actual content doesn't matter too much, probably. Turns out that's wrong. It turns out, even if you ate nothing but, like, one small McDonald's meal a day, which I don't do, but I'm using as, like, a reference. Even if you did that, apparently it's not that good for you, even if it's, like, less than 2,000 calories. Who could have guessed? As it turns out, all those macronutrients are actually important. It's crazy how that works. Yeah, maybe I should have taken high school biology. Or any biology at all. Maybe that would have been a good idea. But alas, I decided to take... I took physics, which I never had to use after, but it's kind of cool. I actually remember having a physics teacher who was maybe the best example of somebody who's really, really smart, but is genuinely just not a good teacher. Which I feel like is a little more common than I had expected up to that point. But like I think she had like 3 PhDs. She had her PhD in some kind of physics, something in chemistry, I think. And then she went and got her, like her teacher certificate. And that's how she became a teacher. So like she was really, really smart. But in terms of explaining things to idiot high schoolers who have no idea what she's talking about, she did not know how to do that, really. But she was really nice too, so like, it was alright. If you really, really messed up the course, then she would give you an opportunity at the end of the semester to take like an extra exam. And if you took that extra exam, then you could like raise your mark by like a whole letter grade. And the extra exam was intentionally easy. So she was cool. It's just like, I don't know. Maybe she acknowledged the fact that she wasn't very good at teaching. And so that was her way of sort of making up for that. I don't know. Hey boy, Amar, how's it going? Let's see, it's almost 3 o'clock, and we actually don't have that much time today. So, we might only have around 2.5 hours in today's stream. Maybe. 2.5 hours left. Here, let me figure out my setup for this. This whole steel thing. Do you want them to be kind of... Well, let me think. How much steel do you think I need, chat? Professional Factorio opinions. Because I'm thinking we could probably get away with 1 belt for now. Then again, 1 belt... 1 belt is... Ooh. Okay, no. Because you make 1 steel plate from 5 iron, right? So that would require 5 full belts. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're not going to create the world's most expensive steel setup, but we will create the world's most expandable steel setup. Maybe. So I need to drag coal all the way down here. Steel doesn't ramp up until you get low density structures. Am I going to need a lot of those in Space Age? Because I get the feeling I might. They're what are needed to launch rockets. Okay, so presumably we're gonna need at least a handful of them. Maybe 2 handfuls. Presumably. There we go. Now to get coal down here. Let's see. Yeah, it's a bit of a tough one. Should I have a bus or like a belt on the bus for coal, maybe? The Factorio knowledge is on par of that of a warm summer pickle. I'm sure the warm summer pickle can like produce a slight amount of electrical output from the decay or something. I don't know. Surely the slightly warm pickle in the summer has the same neural capacity as... Okay, maybe as nothing, because it is a dead pickle. The same electrical output as a small tadpole brain, surely. I don't even worry about my steel with LDS. Fucking copper heavy ass material. Actually, can I check ahead of time? Oh, I can search, okay. So it's low, here we go. Low density structure. 20 copper plates? Waiter, more copper please. What the hell? That's cool. All right. Well, let me think about this. We actually do have a lot of copper here. This is going to be so free because I don't even have to use trains for this. I'm very much looking forward to the fact that I don't even need trains for that. But then again, I really like using trains. So there is the possibility that I might just use trains anyway. Here's what I'm gonna do. This is gonna be disgusting. Chat, avert your eyes. Oh, maybe I don't have the reach for that. Hold on. My usual for space age now is 16 rockets per surface. I don't even know what that means. 16 rockets per surface. Okay. So imagine, if you will, that I have never played Space Age. Pretend I've never played this game. What does that mean? Per surface. Maybe what I should do is this. We're just going to conceal it a little bit to make it look a little nicer. And then that should work. Is that going to be enough steel? 0.06 per second times 8. What's 6 times 8? 48? 0.48 per second? It's cooked. My eyes, what do you mean? This is peak. You can't say my eyes until you've witnessed the beautiful creation that we've set up for the research. Okay, look at this. Look at all these inserters. Wait for it. Actually, I might have accidentally staggered these. That might not all activate at once, which is tragic. Look at it go. It's beautiful. It's so needlessly complex. This really is the visualization of your tax dollars hard at work. What is that? What do you mean? This is the most efficient possible research lab setup. The Torment Nexus. That's the Matrix right there. Imagine, if you will, more than one surface. Are we talking about, like, the extra planets? Like 16 rockets per planet? 16 rockets per planet and space platform? Hold on, let me take a drink real quick. Quarbit built my sleep paralysis demon. I don't know, is your sleep paralysis demon this beautiful? Maybe that's a sleep paralysis angel. Have you ever considered that? Okay, we have some steel going. We're gonna do basically the same thing that I did with these. Okay, maybe not with 4 lines. Or 4 lanes, I guess. We're just gonna do a little thing here. So I think eventually I'm going to have 4 lanes. Actually, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing at any point when I'm playing Factorio. It's purely vibes-based. Alright. So these... This steel here, actually, we are going to set it up kind of like this. Not for any particular reason. This does pretty much nothing, but I like to have both sides filled. So now we've steel. Let me pick some up, actually. We can actually finish this. Need 50 steel. Okay. Alright. How much does this take up? We're making 0.48 per second. 0.48 times 5. We're using like 2.5 iron per second. I think. Could always make it more. We don't have to limit ourselves here. Let's see. Did I even do that math right? Yeah, kind of, sort of. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Another 8 of those. Then we get sort of close to 1 per second, and then it at most uses 5 iron per second, which is still kind of a lot. You're gonna want plenty of steel for better furnaces. Oh, that's true. Press P and you'll see that easier. Oh yeah. I kind of forgot this was a thing. I really wish I could, like, split up the usage, though. You know what I mean? Where it's like, oh, you know, we're consuming 14,000 iron plates per hour. Can I get a breakdown of what's consuming that? I don't think so. That's probably like a mod thing, if I had to guess. There we go, this will probably do. Actually, maybe it won't do. Well, these actually, they're not fully satisfied yet, so... It should work out, I think. Yeah, because I'm not even consuming 7.5 per second, I think. So, should be fine. Anyway, we do want to pick up better furnaces, but better furnaces require green things. A lot of green things. So we're gonna go ahead and make some green science. We need a lot more. Where did I even put those? Oh, all the way back here, right. Oh yeah, my the setup that I'm using for the splitters. Right, let's refill the splitter chest. We also added something with alt-clicking anything. Do I want to know? Oh, it has the Factoriopedia, right. I feel like I'm getting spoilers looking at that. Never mind. Factorio spoilers. Alright, let's fill the chest back up. I know it's cursed, don't judge me. You could make that happen with combinators. Sort of like the sushi chef. Oh, to figure out exactly how much is being consumed by what? Okay, let's just make sure that we don't cross any lines here. Well, no, it's fine. What actually isn't fine, I think, is the fact that this is horribly balanced. In fact, it is not even balanced at this point. So I think we're going to want to rebalance these lanes. Not because we produce more than one lane of iron, but because when we eventually do, this is going to be a bottleneck and we don't want that, so. Actually, don't I have a blueprint for that? Maybe I did not make a blueprint for that. Hold on, let me steal that. Need to yoink this real quick. Wait, no, that looks wrong. Why does that look wrong? Hold on. Factorio 4 balancer. Do we really need to have the thing in the middle? Or the thing at the end? No. As long as one side has it. Okay, I was right. Because 2 days ago, someone was like, hey, your balancers are wrong, by the way. Like, you need to have this in the middle. It, like, has to be symmetrical. And you need to have one at the end here. But I think they're wrong. And I just checked. And they are, in fact, wrong. So I get to feel vindicated. Nice. Okay. So we're going to copy this. Four balancer. I'm sure there's a way to make it even smaller, but it is what it is. Alrighty, we cannot actually put that down because the game is annoying that way. It's kind of weird, and maybe this is because they really want you to push for bots. But like, I wish I could replace instantly in the same way that I could just put this down with bots or something. I don't know. Actually, maybe I can. Kind of like shift click, alt click, control click. No, okay. Alright then. So it turns out the blueprint's not that useful for this, because we have to do this anyway. I'm gonna do, this. Do that. There we go. Control shift click. Wait, can you do that? Control shift. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. Hold on. Oh, interesting. Okay, but at the same time, like, how do I undeconstruct these? No, wait. No, wait. I'm messing it up. How do I fix this? Oh, okay. 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 I wish the blueprint shotgun mod was vanilla, but I know they would never actually put it in the base game. Of course not. They want you to use the bots. The bots are cool and all that, but... Sometimes I want nothing more than to just slap down an instant blueprint without even having to wait for the bots. Because honestly, the bots are a little slow too. Even when you do get the bots, you're kind of waiting a bit. Sometimes, like when I'm trying to make railways, sometimes it's just easier to place it down manually than to use the bots. It's like that kind of thing. Anyway, let's actually make some green science. Transport belts, inserters. Sure. So, transport belts. Actually, let's see. What's a good number of science to be building on the spot? Like per second, let's say. Or maybe per minute. Well, the game operates in per second, right? So. I think we probably want... Let's see. What's the largest amount of green science we're gonna need? Out of curiosity. 1,200. Let's go! Research productivity. Biolab. That's not a real thing, I'm sure. What the hell is all this? Railgun damage? Gambling? We have gambling mechanics in Factorio? You should have told me sooner, chat. Okay, well, let's not worry about that really late game stuff. We need about the same amount of everything always, right? So however many red science is roughly the equivalent, like the same number of green that I should aim for, right? And we're making, I think, 10? Or sorry, 1 per second? So what do I need for 1 green per second? Let's do a check on that. One green is... Ooh, okay, the number's not as good as I thought it would be. Okay, so 0.08 times 10 is 0.8. If we get an extra 2, then we get, I'd say, close enough. So if we build 12 of these, I think it should... Yeah, it should be enough. Close enough, at least. 12 of those. So basically we need just shy of 1 inserter per second. Oh, we do not need that many. Literally just 1 of these will produce enough inserters. Okay, what about for these? For belts. We can produce 2 per second. Okay, this is actually really easy. What am I even stressing over? Alright. Bring these along. And then I think all we have to do is split off a little bit. And then I'm pretty sure all we really need is... Well, we need a few things, don't we? Gambling? Did I hear gambling? I didn't know Factorio was cool like that. I always feel like how they kiss the ground in the movies after getting off a plane when my bots are finally at speed 7. When the bots are actually capable of keeping up with you and they don't have to lose all their charge and then just lag behind. I've lost so many bots that way. Like, oh, they're trying to pick some stuff up and deliver it to me, and I just leave the area and they're just sitting there like, oh. No charge, it takes them 20 years to get back to the roboboard. All right, let's slap down one of these. We just need some iron gear wheels. That's not iron gear wheel. There we go. 1 per second. I think we need 2 per second. We'll do that. Right, and then for... We'll do, this. Put them on here. And then we just need belts. And belts are literally just this. There we go. And then with belts, well, that's basically one half the equation. And then the other half of the equation is the inserters. So we have the iron plates and the gear wheels. What if... Oh yeah, we can do this super easily. All we really have to do is... Let's see, something like this. Do all the precise calculations for production and building so you can unlock RNG. I think we unlock RNG pretty early into the game, don't we? Because I remember actually reading some of the Factorio development diaries, and at some point they're like, yeah, basically we're introducing quality to the game. And quality allows you to create... I think the machines themselves literally just work more efficiently. Here we go. Okay, so we have the quality mechanic. Oh god, how do we get here? What is this? Epic quality? What if I want just slightly cool quality? How do I get slightly cool quality? Oh, you have to get the quality modules, which unlock uncommon and rare quality. This is gonna make my head hurt. Quality should only be used for chance good stuff before you get to one of the planets for something that will help. Okay. Yeah, maybe we need to unlock the quality gene expression or something on one of the... on the Glorbis planet or whatever they call it. I've never played Space Age, so I'm just assuming... I mean, I've heard of Gleba. But the rest of the planets, I don't know. I have no idea what they are. We got Gleba, Glorbis, and Glubis, maybe. I'm assuming that's what they are. Alright, let's get these together. And then the way that we're going to do this is we're going to have this here. And we're going to have this here, actually. There we go. Don't forget about Super Earth naturally. You know, I actually kind of wanted to get into Helldivers when it came out. At least a little bit. But I don't think any of my friends were playing it. I was also probably too busy with some Paradox thing. It's always some Paradox thing. Why is Quarbit playing a game that by design doesn't have gambling in it? Clearly, somebody has never heard of the quality module. I think I need more power poles, actually. Let me just... All right. So I think I said I needed 12 of these. That should do the trick. Okay, so what's the button for this? Is it like shift right click? Sorry, wait, shift right click? Yeah, okay, there we go. Just pressing control. Huge. Alright, and then one here. Then we'll do the same thing over here, I guess. Always playing video games, never enough time to play video games. Real. Sometimes I do think about gaming in like more of a, I don't know, meta way. Where sometimes I think about games where I could sink like literally hundreds of hours into building massive, complex chains of supply and materials, which Factorio was not my first time doing that, right? Like we got Factorio, we got Satisfactory, we got modded Minecraft. That's where it really began, to be honest. I think I had my first taste of that with Tekkit. Or no, I think it was before Tekkit, because I don't think Tekkit had Industrial Craft 2 in it. And that was my thing. I loved Industrial Craft. But yeah, I've been thinking about those kinds of games, and it's like, man, I could spend so much time in these, but then no one sees my beautiful creation. No one sees the work of art that I've been putting my time into. This is, of course, why you start a YouTube channel. In a sense. This is also super ugly, but you'll just have to pretend you don't see it, I think. Yeah, don't worry about that. See what exactly? Look at this. It's so beautiful. Did you ever finish the Outer Wilds DLC? I actually never played the DLC for that game. There's a possibility that I finished it before the DLC came out. In hindsight. Let me actually check when that came out. Outer Wilds. It's still crazy for me to think like, oh yeah, I played that game in 2021. It feels like it was 2 years ago. Oh, dude. I played the game. I finished it, I think just after the DLC came out. But I didn't play the DLC. It's 40% off right now. I mean... That's not even a bad idea. I might actually play that on stream, you know what? Because the base game is so good. And I don't really know anything about the DLC. I might have watched like one video on it. But it's not like I remember half of the YouTube videos I watch. 2007 was 5 years ago, true. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the DS is still a new console. Alright, let's get something. I think we definitely want steel furnaces. Let's start with that. I'd watch you stream it. I'd like to know more actually about which games chat would want to watch me stream. Because we are in... We went from like the golden age of Paradox games and things to play to low-key right now. I don't really want to play anything. Although of course I'm still going to make videos for like EU5 and whatever they release next. You know, it's just like, it's the January effect. You know what I mean? The Great Paradox Famine, exactly. It's the Paradox DLC effect. Everything releases in November and December. And then, after that, there's nothing. For at least, like, 3 months. Except EU5 is apparently going to get a major update in February. They started posting the dev diaries for it, which have been interesting, but apparently we're going to see like a reworked economy. The army is going to get reworked again. We're going to have a new rival system, which is good, but also might be really bad. It kind of depends. We'll see how that works out, I guess. Anyway, how much is it to actually build one of these? Oh, we need stone bricks too. I don't even have stone brick production. We're not even bricked like that. Alright, where's my stone? Over here, okay. Is it worth putting stone on the belt? On the bus? Or at the very least, maybe, is it worth putting, like, stone brick on the belt, on the bus, maybe? Perhaps? Oh, right. We should actually do this. Oh, the coal patch is mostly vertical. Okay, well, we'll deal with that in a second. What's really funny, actually, is that we still have... whoa, not burners. Me when I say we still have burners, and then I craft the whole bunch on instinct. Oh, we still have the burners here. I'm gonna pick those up real quick. We might as well just maximize this stone patch. It's very small. I like the idea of EU5, but maybe they went too far on the sim side of things. EU5 is gamey as hell. Sorry, EU4 is gamey as hell, but that's what I'm here for. I feel like it's not necessarily that they went too heavy on the sim side of things, but that, like, the way they did it could have been better. Well, would still be better at this point. Because, like, one of the main problems with EU5 right now is just, like, past the early game, there's just no challenge for the player. And it's not like that's entirely different from EU4. Like, it's not that hard in EU4 to become really powerful really quickly. But in EU5, because you have to balance so much, I feel like they just didn't balance it correctly at the beginning, like at launch. Can't wait for the Long Dark 2. It looks so good from the trailer they put out. Oh, right. Didn't they make a Game Awards trailer? Or am I crazy? Long Dark 2. Black Frost. Releases in 2026. Vaughn. Or am I being trolled here? Coming to early access 2026. You know, I never actually finished the main story of not Frostpunk, of the Long Dark. Might as well be Frostpunk. Canada Simulator. Oh, this looks a lot more interesting. Yeah, that's one of the things that I would have liked to see is like more cities, I guess, in the Long Dark, because we just had a bunch of small towns. Maybe having one like medium-sized town would have been cool. But then again, the Long Dark is really about like playing nomadic. Well, maybe it is. I wouldn't know because I never actually played like a long-term campaign on the survival mode. Mostly because I think I died several times very early on. Right, I need more belts right now. Those are not this direction. Actually, I do need more of these. And I'll grab like more of these. Here are my belts. EU5 has a problem of being after EU4. People put in thousands of hours into EU4, so now it feels tiresome to put all those hours into another game yet again. Well, yes and no. I wouldn't say it feels tiresome. I would say that it feels familiar in a way that actually makes it a little too easy. Also, I might need some real advice on the whole stone brick on the bus thing. Because what else even uses stone brick? What else even uses stone? That's the question. What about you? This needs stone, but this can be put like anywhere, right? Is there anything else later that's gonna need stone? What about the other furnaces? Like the ones that follow. Furnace. Okay, we have this one and then we have this one. Do you need stone? You need stone brick. And advanced circuits. But am I really gonna put something on the bus just because it's used in like 2 recipes? That seems like a waste of space on the bus. As if you could waste space on the bus, but you know what I mean. Rails need stone? Oh, that's a good point actually. Yeah, okay, maybe we do put stone on the bus. Well, actually, don't rails need... They need stone. Don't they need iron ore too? Or am I crazy? No, I'm definitely crazy. Okay. So stone, iron sticks, and steel plates. Yeah, that would be complicated if I don't move my stone closer at the very least. Okay, this is gonna get complicated. Because my iron's all the way over there. My stone is all the way up here. So basically, I have to drag the stone over here. Okay, this isn't going to be pretty. But it's going to be what it's going to be. Actually, does the size of this lake matter for how much water I can draw from it? Like, could I, in theory, just pave over all of it except for one tile? Is that legal? Technically, yeah. We love technicalities. That's all I needed to hear. Okay, so the landfill uses a bajillion stone. That's nice. Needs a bajillion stone and also... Okay, it doesn't take that long though. It just takes infinite stone. Okay, we are at the very least going to create like a little bit of landfall or landfill thing here. And the way I'm going to do that actually is kind of cursed. Yeah, it's going to be really cursed actually. So we're just going to get one of these here. And then we're just going to wrap things around like this. Don't worry about it. This is ideal. Maybe not that. And then what if we actually get more? Okay, and then we can do like this. Do we even produce enough stone to keep up with this thing? We need so many inserters. More inserters. Chat, I don't think we produce enough to keep up. I don't think landfill is going to be the way forward with this. It's such a small stone patch, it's actually sad. Like, think of it this way. If it's 50 stone for each landfill, and we have 100,000 stone here, we can't even produce that much landfill. Okay, you know what? I'm cutting them off. Never mind. We don't want that much landfill. That was a horrible idea. We're gonna use all of our stone for nothing. Okay, let's think of it this way. This stone patch is really small, right? There's not much left here. It's like 100,000. So... I'm gonna go grab that landfall while I talk about this. We probably need to set up the stone brick production somewhere on the bus. Put stone on the bus itself. Maybe put both of them on the bus because I think it would be kind of funny. And maybe useful, possibly. The other thing is, like, we do need to make grenades at some point, right? So, like, should coal be on the bus? What are you going to use coal for other than just making grenades? I don't know yet. You want to concrete over the planet, you're going to need a whole lot of stone. That's the other thing. We do want to, like, pave, I think. And then there's this stone and that stone. These are going to be, like, the real stone patches. In fact, our stone is so decentralized. We might need rails just for the stone. Be cool for plastic. I see. Okay. Oh, also, this might be a problem. Hold on. Maybe I should get this. And then maybe I should use it liberally. Also, hi trains. Can I guess what your favorite part of Factorio is? If unsure, you can always put stuff on the bus. That's true, I guess. Eventually, the bus becomes very unwieldy, though. But anyway, let's say, for example, we want to have stone on the bus. Do I even need 4 in between? I'll put 3 in between, actually. For 1 lane. Anyway, we're gonna have stone be like here. Don't ask me how yet, I'm figuring it out. Also, military stuff. We should do that. EU4 players when playing EU5 for like Avatar. I've mastered elements 1,000 times and I need to do it once again. But this time with slightly more attention to detail. Okay, actually I don't think I need to make all these. I think I can do this. Swap them out and then just upgrade them. Yeah, there we go. For the most part. Ooh, also, yeah, heavy armor, that's a good idea. Okay, so we're gonna bring stone over here somehow. What's the max distance here? Absolutely not, okay. What if, can I do like this? Absolutely not, okay. Yeah. Okay. This is what the landfill is for. Basically, we're gonna get stone to wrap all the way underneath. Maybe I should have left more space in the bus itself, rather than just, you know, making these right off the side of it. Oops. Yeah, what we're gonna have is... don't worry about it. It's not spaghetti, it's the scenic route. Yeah, let's go with that. There we go. I think I missed a stone discussion. You do need stone for mill science. Oh, for walls. Yeah. Okay, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. It was just like, oh, do we need stone or do we need stone brick on the bus? And I think ultimately we decided we need actual stone for rails. I might need more belts for that. Actually, am I about to be attacked? Maybe. Maybe I should go check on that real quick. Military science packs. Oh yeah, okay. What else do we want? Probably automation 2. And then electric energy distribution. And then logistics 2. Four tile gap max. I guess that makes sense for the bus. Because I think all you really need is like the 2 gap, right? Technically. Well, maybe you want 3. I don't know. I think I've usually put 3, but then I thought 3 was like too small for something, but I'm forgetting what it was. There we go. You know, by the time this stone reaches the end of this massive conveyor, I'm pretty sure we're gonna run out of this stone deposit. We're not gonna have any left. Oh, you're talking about the underground belts. I see, right. Yeah, because these early ones, they have a very small gap, but I think the upgraded ones can go up to like 6? 6, maybe 7. Insert brain rot. Hold on. Ye foul beasts. Back off my industry. Did I not research repair packs? No, I did, okay. Okay, maybe I actually do need to clear that nest. That's a lot of worms. Hold on. I don't have grenades. That's a lot of worms. Hold on, maybe I can finesse them. I'm not very good at this. Hold on. I think I'm doing a rather poor job of finessing them. Uh-oh, hold on. Wait. Hey, we got one worm down. They don't spawn more worms, do they? Hold on. I'm gonna steal some coal and I'm gonna make some grenades. That takes a long time. Might I recommend safety turrets? Nah, we'll just lock in. Yeah, we'll just lock in. Trust. We destroyed one nest. And one worm. One nerm, of course. Okay. Lost the first grenade. That didn't do anything. It's cooked. Three worms down. Fix bayonets. Charge the rascals. Hold on. Final worm down. We're back in business. I told you, we just had to lock in. Okay, I mean, the pollution cloud isn't even that bad. We just have no vegetation over here, hardly any vegetation over here. It seems fine, though. Okay, what were we talking about before then? Before that whole distraction? Right, stone. What am I gonna do with this? Well, we'll do this first. You know what else grenades are useful for? Blowing up your own stuff. In Poland, we say safety slows progress, and I think it's beautiful. Tell me, what are the labor conditions like in Poland? Alright, we have stone all the way over here. Let's pick up some stone furnaces. So we need to build a whole bunch of brick. Actually, let's see. You know, it's kind of weird that I'm not putting coal on the bus, when coal is also one of those things that I'm just using a lot of. Why don't I just do that, actually? Maybe I should put coal on the bus. This isn't the greatest way to do it, but it'll work, probably. So copper is like this. We can do this with coal. Labor conditions, only one remains and the one is the manager. Labor conditions are granted to the strongest of the fittest. Only one survives in Polish firms. Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure that's actually kind of how it works in, like, Japan and South Korea. Like, if you work at a company for long enough, then they'll keep you on the payroll, but they'll ease your workload. Meanwhile, like, when you just work there, you're working that unpaid overtime. You're working that 24-hour a day unpaid overtime. I think I need more belts. But yeah, if you think about it, it really is just the survival of the fittest. Eventually, if you work there long enough, you get like decent living conditions or decent labor conditions, I guess. Speaking of which, I actually don't think I've mentioned this yet, which is surprising considering it's like big news. I'm actually going to take a trip to Japan and Korea in a few months. That's going to be interesting. I guess I'd never really announced it because it's one of those things where it's like, are the plans ever going to make it out of the group chat? And for a solid few months, we were not sure if the Japan and Korea trip was going to make it out of the group chat. But officially, as of like this last weekend, it is making it out of the group chat. I have already purchased the tickets and there are no refunds. We did not get the refund package on the tickets, so officially it is making it out of the group chat, whether we want it to or not at this point. Okay, with coal, what we're gonna do is, hold on. How many of these do we even need? Not that many bricks, right? What we're gonna do is actually have this split off. We're gonna have this down the center. And that's actually gonna be coal. Coal's gonna go down here. Hopefully I left enough room for this. I guess we'll find out. Well. I feel this has been a poor decision. Hold on a second. Perhaps I feel dumb. wait a minute. Hold on, wait a second. No, this was dumb. This was dumb of me. Only for being like 2.3% more space efficient, I'm gonna move everything. Because actually, that should be here. And then we're just gonna have it. Yeah, okay, never mind, never mind. The group chat logs are exclusive to membership card holders. True. Yeah, for $100 a month, I will leak my entire friend group chat. Talk about committing to go. Well, like, okay, there are several reasons I think I can't say for sure what everyone else's reasons are for being like, yeah, we gotta go to Japan and Korea right now. But I guess it was just like a really opportune time for everybody where it's like, okay, everyone's settling into their jobs and they have at least enough disposable income that we're gonna go on a trip. Just enough disposable income and just few enough responsibilities at this point that it is possible for the trip to make it out of the group chat. Actually, you know what question I should have been asking? How long does this take? 0.31 per second. I don't know how many of these I'm going to need, but I'm going to build a lot of them. With 0.3, and let's like... Is it shift left click? Shift right click? Control left click. Nope. Shift. Okay, it is shift left click. No, it's shift right click. What the hell? Why aren't you letting me copy paste? Oh, because I'm an idiot. You don't copy paste these. This is what happens if you don't have caffeine, ladies and gentlemen. You forget how furnaces work. But I'm set to hang out with one of my friends later this evening. And the #1 most diabolical activity that we commit to every time we hang out, no matter what time it is we end up going to McDonald's and getting an iced coffee. It could be like 8 o'clock. And he'd be like, hey man, do you wanna grab some iced coffee while we're out? And I never say no, except maybe like one time. Friend in the group chat, it's important that nobody has kids right now, literally. It's literally that. It's like, alright, so while everybody here is employed but not yet married with kids, we're going to Japan and Korea for 2 weeks. I forgot to mention that part. Yeah, it's gonna be a 2-week trip. We're gonna spend, I think, like roughly a week in Korea, or it might be like 5 days in Korea and the rest in Japan. I'd have to check up on the itinerary we made. What did I make, 12 of these? This is probably enough. Actually, no, this might not work. .62. What's 7.5 divided by 0.62? Oh my god, it is 12. Huh, okay, never mind, maybe it's perfect. What do you know? I'd balance the output belt halfway down otherwise. Well, the thing is, like, we're using a half belt of stone, right? So we can only actually output a quarter belt of stone brick at a time. So I'm pretty sure this will work out anyway. Of course, if I ever change this, it's cooked, but I think for now it's probably fine. This isn't Crastorio. That is true. Sorry to disappoint. We are playing just regular Factorio Space Age. That's the $100 tier. Imagine if you paid 200. The $200 gold membership card. You get the personal contact details of all of my friends. Actually, you know what was really funny? On New Year's Eve, I went to a friend's place that he lives. He doesn't live near where I do anymore. Different city now. But he was back from school for the holidays, and so we hosted New Year's, right? Which he's pretty much done every year, but this time we didn't know if he was going to. Anyway, main point is there's a friend that he has that also went to New Year's, and as I was kind of introducing myself to this guy, my friend comes up and he's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, this is Quarbit, by the way." Like, in that exact way, introducing me as Quarbit, and his friend's like, "Oh, you know, your voice sounded familiar." And it's like, what's going on? What's happening? What do you mean? Turns out, I don't even know if he was joking. Because, like, this guy was like, "Oh yeah, I've been watching your content for years. I remember back when you used to make Overwatch videos." And I was like, this guy, obviously they set this up to troll me, right? Because maybe 7 people in the world have ever gone back or were subscribed to the channel back in that era. But I don't think he was trolling. Like, there wasn't a hint of irony at all. And when I left, when I left to go home after midnight, he was the one who sort of saw me out, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you know, like, I'm looking forward to watching more of the stuff you put out, you know, like, keep up the good work." And I was just like, "Thanks, man, I appreciate it." It was just like, I wasn't ready for that on New Year's Eve, you know what I mean? It was just so out of left field. I was like, what? This can't be real. I'm like, obviously I'm being trolled. But I wasn't. And that's what made it weirder. But he was really chill though. Like, he was really nice. He didn't like make the entire night just like wanting to talk to me about like EU5. We did talk about EU5. And I guess that kind of like confirmed the fact that like, no, this guy probably does watch me. Because out of everyone who went to that New Year's Eve party, maybe he might have been actually the only person there who could have held a conversation about EU5. Because I have a friend who did introduce me to EU4. If you want to blame anybody, if I should blame anybody for my grand strategy game addiction, it's definitely going to be him. But even he hasn't really played EU5, so like, I can't really blame him that much. Also, let me see what I'm trying to actually make here. I've been rambling about non-game related things. The stone bricks are used for the furnaces, right? That's what this is for. So we need the steel and the stone bricks. I feel like, honestly, we could just have a really, really small depot, sort of, for that. Like, we can probably do literally this. Because, like, how many furnaces am I really going to need? Like, oh, I grew up watching you. Yeah, something like that. It was just like a crazy moment. That might have been maybe the second time ever that somebody who I do not know has known me. But like through YouTube. And then also like talk to me. Maybe like a third time actually. There's one time in university. I feel like I've told this story before. One time in university, someone recognized me. This was back when I had like face cam, so like it was easier to do that back then. And that was a weird experience. Not as weird as being at Anime North though. And then someone recognizing me. That was definitely like, yeah, that was out of left field. Being at the anime convention and someone's like, I know you. Who knows, maybe I'll have one of those situations while I'm in Japan, because maybe I'll like do the occasional in-person, the Japan live stream, becoming an IRL streamer. Actually, what do I even need these furnaces for? What am I doing? I'm going to expand the iron smelting, maybe. Let me actually think about what I need. First of all, I need to kill the biters. I need a way to, like, reliably kill these guys before they kill me. Because the nests, they expand, right? So, like, who really knows when one is going to expand and then just decide it's going to kill me? That could be pretty bad. Well, I guess if I get more radars, it's not as unpredictable. But anyway. Oh yeah, I saw your clip singing the Tokyo Ghoul opening. Don't do this to me. Is that even actually on the clip channel anymore? Well, I mean, I wouldn't have taken it down, but I mean, did I ever actually release that on the clips channel? I don't even remember. I might have. I guess the best way to defend your base, actually, is to just start by building a bunch of radars in the far corners, so that if you are being attacked, you're gonna know pretty quick. I thought the stone was for military science. It is for military science. It was simply also for the furnaces. Remember watching it on Twitch? Oh man. Oh man. Wasn't that like 2 years ago? You know what, actually? Yeah, let's make... Well... Let me think about what needs upgrading, or like, what do I need to have on hand? Probably the fast transporters, the fast underground belts, and the fast splitters. I probably want these to be automatically created. And then... Well, hold on. Yeah, you know what? I am gonna make those. The only question is, am I just going to build off of the existing little mall down there, or am I going to set up a properly automated system? And I think the answer is, I'm just going to expand off of it because I'm lazy. Did I ever make these, by the way? Yes. Okay, so I should actually create assembling machine 2s. I don't know if there's a reason not to. But, yeah, so what we're going to do with this... is we're going to slap down... Yeah, just more iron gear wheels. Just a lot of iron gear wheels, it seems. And then for this, more iron gear wheels, I figured. This is gonna get a little bit ugly, I think. It's gonna go there. We just need a lot of iron gear wheels. Oh, because the thing is, yeah, I put this in the wrong place too. Okay, yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna dismantle this and put it somewhere else. The design is already kind of cooked. It's still on Twitch? Honestly, good. I'm gonna keep that whole thing there. Also, you know what's frustrating, and I don't know why it happens? I'm sure you've noticed, but for some reason, this only seems to happen mostly while I'm streaming. But I have like a weird stutter. That's really annoying. And I'm glad no one says anything about it, but English is hard. Okay, you know what we're going to do? We're gonna bring some steel. No, not steel. We're gonna bring electronic circuits and plates, and we're gonna put them. We're gonna put them up here, I think. Just curious, is it better to chat with you on Twitch or on YouTube? It really can be either or. It doesn't matter too much. Personally, I'm much more of like a YouTube watcher. But I have both chats open, always, and I try to read between the two of them just the same to make sure I'm not like missing anybody in particular. Honestly, I think like the number of ads that are on Twitch make it a much worse watching experience. So, my own preference is to watch on YouTube, but I understand that some people just have preferred platforms. Especially like if you're paying one platform, just stick with that one, I guess. Like on YouTube, if you have YouTube Premium, it's much better for you to use YouTube, I'm sure. Or if you have a membership on one of the two sites, then you might as well just stick to it. You do? Never noticed it? Really? Maybe it's not that bad then. But sometimes I'll start a sentence, and I'll go like, and I'll have to like, start again. It could be just one of those things that happens when you're trying to focus on several things at once. And so your brain isn't really using your full brain power on conversation. Like, you ever see those videos were trending a little bit ago where it's like, oh, when someone greets you on the street and they say like, oh, I like your jacket. And you're like, like you don't even know what to say in that brief second. You fail the charisma check. Okay, so we need these here. I think. No. Wait. Yes? Kind of. I just had an idea. Sorry. We're gonna do it like this, and in particular, that's not gonna work the way I want it to. Hold on. No, it will work the way I want it to. Yes. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, so these belts are going to go on here. We are going to produce some of these as well. So we're going to make the underground transport belts. And then we're going to transport those. Hold on. The underground transport belts need to go into here, and then just with a lot of iron gear wheels. Oh, right. So what if we do it like this? And then we get this. And then we can do this. Then what we actually do is that. Aha. It's all coming together, I think. So we make a lot of these. There we go. I think that's just normal trips, though. Okay, maybe that is it. But it makes me self-conscious. Where I'm like, man, I genuinely can't even put a coherent sentence together. Can you manage your ad breaks on Twitch? On Twitch, I know you can press a button, but if you have ads, then I think there's like a maximum... No, there's a minimum, I think, number of ads that you have to prevent pre-rolls. And there's nothing in the world I hate more than pre-rolls on Twitch. Like when you join a stream and you're just curious to see what it's about, and then boom, 2 minutes of ads. Thank you, Twitch. Very cool. So I hate that personally. And I don't want anyone else to experience it on Twitch either. So to disable those, you need to have 3 dedicated minutes of ads to play throughout an entire hour on Twitch. And then when those ads are played, then it disables pre-rolls for an hour, and then you have to do it again, right? So there are some streamers who break it up, where every 20 minutes they have a 1-minute ad break. Sometimes every hour they have a 3-minute ad break. And this, in theory, is the most optimal for people joining the stream and not getting bombarded with 70 billion pre-roll ads. So that's the way that it's kind of has to be set up on Twitch. On YouTube, I just give them the medium setting and they just do whatever they do with it. I don't know how YouTube's system works. So it's kind of just, I cross my fingers and pray. Hopefully it's not too many ads. I haven't gotten very many complaints except by some people on VODs. But that was really one time when someone was like, hey man, why are there like 20 ad breaks in this VOD? But the VOD was like 5 hours long. And so it's like, okay, it's like 1 ad break every 10 minutes. It's not that bad. It was more a complaint about the number rather than the frequency. So it was like, if they give you a 30-second ad break every 10 minutes, I think that's not even as bad as my average video. Power check. We seem to be doing all right. But yeah, we're going to make a bunch of these, and then we also want to make the fast transport belts, which are easy enough. All we have to do is... I think it's literally this. I don't think we produce enough iron gears. Maybe I just need to wait for the stockpile to fill. Because, I mean, how many of these am I really going to be using? I guess I could also just saturate this with these, so that we don't spend more. That's mostly iron. Well, here's an idea. Not a good one, mind you, but... what if we actually just build like 2 more of these? Let me do this, and then of course, we're going to have to do something like... Hold on, how would I accomplish this? No! Ah, I messed it up. We need to have these gear wheels. How do I do this? Hold on. I don't think I left myself with enough space for this. No, maybe I did. Hold on. I can do that. Is that even gonna work? No. Well, maybe. What if I do this, and do this, and then I do that, and then I do that? It's not the prettiest of solutions, but I think it's gonna work. Yeah, it's a little bit cursed, but... belt production for the base is predominantly iron-based. Need some circuits for the splitters, that's about it. Yeah. In fact, the splitters... hold on. The splitters are going to be built... I think here? Ooh, hold on. Iron plates, belts, and circuits. Because the whole plan was to have the circuits move up along here. Alright, so we have circuits. I guess we're just going to have to wrap this around. Hold on. Nope. We need to do that. Then do this. And what's your problem? You now no longer have gear wheels, because I'm an idiot. Okay, hold on. New problems to fix. My favorite. Gear wheels go in here, and then they come out here. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's because that can't be there anymore. Yeah, so the gears move up here, the belts go here, they go up here, and then you can go here, and then we can do... like that. And then you can do that. Okay, cool. And then for these, we need basically the same thing, kind of. Oh, this is going to get complex. Okay, so we need to do basically this. And then get another one of these here. Have these go directly from here into here. Need to do that. What am I doing? And then do this. And then actually do it like that. And like that. Okay, I think we've done it. You can ghost plan, by the way, with shift click and dragging the entity in your hand. Oh, yeah. We did that in the first stream, actually. When we set up the mining spots for the iron. How bad is pollution? It's not that bad. Until a biter nest moves, and then it gets really bad. Oh yeah, I think I asked earlier, but when it comes to the biter nests, do they just set themselves up? Like, do they encroach upon you? I guess they would have to, right? Because eventually in the late game, you kind of carve out an area. And then with the area carved out, you're not just going to have, like, passive biters, right? They have to expand towards you. Is that a coal patch? Huh, what do you know? In the forest, really? At least it's a small one. Because, like, they evolve, don't they? If you keep on, like, feeding a bunch of pollution into these, then they get larger and they expand. Okay, that's one down. It's a toggleable setting on the map generation. You either enable or disable it. Okay, yeah, but what do they intend? What's the game balanced around? It's like, look at this. Look at this tiny little nest. Look at this thing. Literally one small nest. Well, let me read this thing, actually. Has health. Oh, hold on, there's a second nest. It is health that regenerates. It's plus 42% from evolution. Consumes pollution. It's for small spitters. Yeah, spitters. It has resistances. Contribution to nearby attacks of the current evolution factor. 0.15? What? What do the funny numbers mean? I don't know if I'm going after that one. I don't know about that one. Well... for science. And glory, maybe. Hold on. I'm locking in. Locking in. Hold on. Locking in. Locking out, locking out, locking out, locking out. Hold on, hold on, hold on. We got close, maybe. Evolution factor is how fast the nests level up. Right, because we got the small biters, the medium, and the large ones, right? And then we also have the spitters, which I think have the same varieties. You know what I should do? I should set up some, like, arms manufacturing. So that I don't have to craft manually. Speaking of which, actually, if we want military science, and we do, then we're going to need more coal. And I haven't even fully exploited the coal patch yet. Stop by the lake and do some fishing, it'll help your HP. Oh yeah, we can actually eat the fish, can't we? That should do it. Probably. Yoink. 5 raw fish? I'm a master fisherman. Actually, out of curiosity... I just want to know. Hey there, buddy. You want to come here for an experiment, please? No? Okay, hold on. The key to being a good fisherman is to think like a fish. I'm really bad at thinking like a fish. Come on, please. Please turn a little bit to the... Please? Come on. Yeah, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Yes. Yes. No. No, 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 no. Please come back. Please. Please. A little closer. Yes, 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 yes. A little closer. Let's go! We got fishing in Factorio. We're so back. That's peak. Alright, that's all I wanted. Thank you. That's it, guys. We beat Factorio. Yeah, I know you can right mouse. I know you can right mouse button. But imagine fishing manually when you can get your machines to fish for you. Consider that. Okay, what time is it? I've got like half an hour, probably. Alright, where'd I put my inserters? Okay, what was I actually doing? What do I need to do in this actual game? Instead of fishing? We have these. We have the new belt set up. You know what? I might actually just feed belts into here and here. There, and then I'm going to take these. Military science, right. I'm also gonna put these away in here. And I'm gonna put these away in here. Take those, and I'm gonna take these. And I'm just gonna start using these. Alright. So yeah, we need military science. On top of that though, I'm thinking before we make the military science, we might as well make assembling machine 2s so that we can make them more efficiently. So we might as well set up the production for those, I think. It's always like, oh, before I move on to the next science pack, I want to make everything from the last science pack. These aren't too difficult to automate, though. Yeah, we just need iron to turn into iron gear wheels. Yeah, I can picture in my head how I'm going to do this. Okay, so iron is going to come down here. Actually, I could build it up there. You know what? I'm basically making like a new mall up there, right? So, well, just ignore this. I'm kind of making a new mall up here. Not really a mall, but kind of. So we're going to have it like this, where we make iron gear wheels. Maybe we make more just in case. Right, we need to replace those. Yeah, maybe more gear wheels. Okay, so iron plates are going to go up here. And then the gear wheels are going to... Yeah, we're going to put them actually back on this. Because the iron is going to come up through here. And it's going to be like that. So the iron goes on the right side, the gear wheels go on the left side. And then with the iron and the gear wheels, we can do this. And then the circuits are going to go up here. And then after we make those, the steel actually and circuits are going to go together on this. So it's going to be like steel circuits. And then I think we can actually long handle insert this into one over here. And you're going to have steel electronic circuits. Then the gear wheels are going to have to go like this. And I think this should all work. Right, that might be a problem. Hold on. Don't worry about this. We're just gonna... There we go. Okay, so we produce the iron wheels. Just go to here, right circuits. We could actually borrow... Yeah, you know what? I think we can borrow off this line. If we do something like this, actually. We love spaghetti. But if we do that, that should work. And then, I think we can get some steel up there. Which we actually will do like that. There we go. More D&D today or something else? Today, actually, after the stream, I'm going to head to the store. And then after that, I'm going to hang out with my friend. No idea what we're going to do, but it's a Friday, so we're going to chill, I guess. But I did have a really good D&D session on Wednesday. Like, I'm not going to lie, I was kind of killing it. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but might have actually been the best DM ever. Possibly. Many are saying this, I hear. I would never, of course, describe myself in such a self-aggrandizing fashion, but Word on the street. Supposedly. Is this your first session after 12 years? No, so I have played Factorio over the years, on and off. I did actually beat it, I think, 5 years ago. Well, it was during the pandemic, so I think that was 5 years ago then. I did actually finish the game over the course of many, many evenings, where I would throw on podcasts and just listen to them while I played Factorio. Okay, yeah, we actually don't produce enough of this. Why? They're just slow, that's it, okay. Well, it's not that bad. I mean, how many of these do I really need? Probably don't need more than, like, 3 per minute, so it's fine. Okay, now that we have the proper assembling machines, let's go ahead and throw those in there. Now that we have those, we can get rid of these, and we can start building military science. Using tier 1 assemblers there, that is true. Let's fix that. Okay, now the real question is, am I producing enough iron for this? Well, more so, am I going to have enough iron to actually, like, make the military science packs and everything that I want? And we don't know. I guess we'll find out. We'll pick that up too, I guess. I think I'm still producing enough military, or rather just science in general. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, maybe we need more power. As it turns out, 8 steam generators isn't enough anymore. Who could have guessed? Yeah, I need that. I need more pipes. Oh god, I'm an idiot. Oh no. Well, okay. Well, we're gonna use those, I guess. Shoot. Need all of them for oil, don't worry. What if I actually use rails for oil? Oh yeah, I did mention, I mentioned my trip that I'm going on, but I don't think I mentioned any of the details. I kind of just left it there, like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm going to Japan and Korea. It's going to be in late March, early April, which does cause a couple of problems, because, you know, my debut anniversary is April 1st. The world's greatest April Fool's joke, some are calling it. Yeah, you know what, actually, I'll just do it with these. That's fine. But yeah, so because I'm going to be in, I think, literally in Japan during that. So we might have to delay the channel anniversary celebrations. Oh, dude, I'm barely making enough. I'm still not making enough. All right, anyway. Let's do that real quick. But yeah, it's kind of inconvenient timing, but at the same time, we're mostly there at that specific time for a specific reason. Which is that it's basically like peak cherry blossom season, I think. And so because it's peak cherry blossom season, you can only really go at a specific time. Because it's like 1 week, in case you didn't know. So like it's a really specific time. So while it kind of sucks, I guess I'll have like interesting stories for when I come back. I don't know, maybe I'll do like an IRL stream while I'm there. The only thing about IRL streams that I don't really like, although I guess the chance is lessened in Japan, is like the possibility for someone to be like, oh, I know exactly where you are, and then come and find you. And it's like, that's weird, I don't like that. That's kind of scary. But I guess a lot of people do that kind of content every day. And they're fine. For the most part. Can we get a video of you singing the Tokyo Ghoul opening in Tokyo? Absolutely. Played Factorio about 700 hours in all. And now I'm playing Pianodon Block. Playing the what? The who? But also, not to go too off topic, right, the trip. See, the other funny thing is, like, because, you know, Korean and Japanese are some of the furthest possible languages from English. In other words, I'm cooked. I don't speak a lick of either language. Best I could probably say is like, thank you in Japanese. I could probably say like, thank you and good morning, and that's it. That's all I got. Oops. Sorry about that. Are you going with a tourist group? Well, I mean, yeah, my friends. So there are 4, maybe 5 of us. It kind of depends. We're not too sure yet. 4, maybe 5 of us are going. 4 of us have already booked tickets, myself included. My bank account weeps. But, you know, we're making it out of the group chat, so that's good. So the tourist group, in quotes, is basically, I have a friend who went to Japan on like an exchange trip in high school. So he learned Japanese, and then also in university worked in Japan for like 8 months. So, if we have problems, we know exactly who's going to translate for us in Japan, right? In Korea, it's cooked. It's absolutely cooked. Not a single one of us knows any words in Korean. I don't even know how to pronounce Korean. So if you gave me the words, I'd probably be cooked anyway, because, like, I don't know how to say them. I'm also noticing a slight issue with my iron here, because I believe we are experiencing somewhat of an iron shortage. However, not all of the furnaces are even on. And this is an issue that should never present itself, ever. Like, this is a completely unique problem that should not happen. It's a huge overhaul mod, one of the hardest Factorio mods ever. Oh boy. Fun. Is it better than, like, there was a Space Age mod, wasn't there, before we had the Space Age DLC? Is it harder than that? Space exploration, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, so we might need a good translator app while we're in Korea. I mean, we probably will. Okay, what do I do with this weird shortage? Can I, like... Can I do that to fix it? That can be partially solved with a single lane balancer leading into your 4 lanes since you're only using half the balancer. I suppose. This did seem to solve some of the problem. Yeah, you know what? What if I plug this into here? And then I don't know if this is actually doing any good work, but I'm gonna do that too. And then, yeah, we're definitely going to, once we upgrade these furnaces, we also need to upgrade the belts. This, I think, should now produce 2 full belts of iron. Well, 2 full yellow belts. Which, of course, means they're also going to need an upgrade here. I'm pretty sure if we just upgrade it like this, it should work out. Because we're feeding a full... Wait. Yeah, 30 items, okay. Because we're feeding both sides of the iron into one half of this. So this is 15 feeding into 15. So I don't think we need to upgrade the entire thing. This should work just fine. And then I guess we could do this, even though Yeah, we don't technically need to upgrade all this, I think. But I guess I will anyway. Is there a way to just, like, upgrade things without having to change the direction? Like, can I... No. I think I have to do it all manually. There we go. Green blueprint. There's a green blueprint? Yeah, but then, like, I can't do it. I can't, like, automatically do it, can I? Oh, no, I know. I get what you mean. Hold on. Just for example. Like, can I can queue, and then what if I do this? No, it doesn't automatically set the orientation. That's what I wanted. It's automatic orientation change. Yeah, once I get bots, I know. I think we may be running out of iron. How much do we have left? 227. Yeah, I'm gonna have to solve that problem, aren't I? Copper's fine for now, I think. We don't use as much, but the iron is, that's a fun one. That's a fun one. This can't be the closest iron patch, right? Right? No, that wouldn't be... That wouldn't be fair. That can't be the closest iron patch, right? Big iron patch northwest. Am I crazy or perhaps blind? Northwest? This is northeast. Read my comment above about your rails. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to set up the train stations a little bit sooner than I had imagined. Okay, all right. No, that's cool. That's cool. We can do that. That's not a today thing. Is it train time? I think it is going to be train time. Much like Piano Dawn has a bit of a reputation, much like Bob and Angels. Space Age is about 60 to 100 hours of playing. Space Exploration is about 600. And Piano Dawn or Piano Dawn Block is 1.5 thousand to 3,000 hours. How much time do you think they spent actually making Piano Dawn? Like, did they actually test the balance of a mod that extends the gameplay to 1,500 hours? I mean, I guess the game's been out for a while, but... Anyway, time to start making rails, I guess. Time to start researching rails, actually. Of course, we need engines for that. That's not too bad, though. Engines, and then rails, and then automatic rail system. It's Factorio, of course they did. But like, it's such a long mod. How do you even playtest that? Because playtesting always takes longer than actually playing. When you're like, I think we are not allowing the player to produce enough of this thing. They run out too quickly. Let's adjust it by 20% and then see how that plays. Normal Factorio or Space Age? We are playing Space Age. And yeah, I guess we can get started on engines. Oh, it's literally just steel and iron. Okay. And then do I want engines on the bus too? Maybe. So we need, what is it? Oops. We need pipes. Pipes, gear wheels, and steel. How many engines am I going to need? Well, let's see here. So the base ratio... Oh, okay. Never mind. We do not need that many things. But I will at the very least still provide the basic ratio, which is 2 gears for 1 pipe. 2 gear assemblers for 1 pipe assembler. I don't think we're going to use that many gears, but... let me do that, and we can build a bunch of these. I wanted to theoretically max out the number of engine units for this production. How many would I need? Let's see, if it's 0.07 and we produce 1.5. I think we could... Hold on. We could create... Okay, we could have 21 of these, I think. Alright, I don't think we need 21 of these. That's fine. We'll build like 12 of them, maybe? Engines take a minute. Do we actually need 22 of these things? You know what? Screw it. Behold, the engine line. Now, I don't actually know if I have enough steel to even support this. But I'm going to pretend I do. Maybe at some point I will. You do need engines for blue science? It's cooked. I don't even have enough of these. Oh, man. I think I also need to increase the steel production. Okay, we can also build trains now, finally. But yeah, I'm probably going to leave in the next 5 minutes, I think, so I'm going to see if I can quickly wrap this up. Shift right click and then shift left? Yes. Well, maybe I should make... Maybe I should make these. And we'll put new electricity stuff over here. Alright, now I'll put these over here. Nope, not like that. These over here. Really hoping that I'm future-proofing this. Does he know about spoilage? I mean, what happens if I leave my milk in the fridge for too long? Yeah, I've heard of it. Not as a Factorio mechanic, though. Brain exploded when I saw the craft of a splitter and pianodon block. Already spent over about 100 hours in the save, but you can't craft splitters? Okay. Chat, if I ever tell you that I'm interested in playing pianodon block, or whatever this is, okay? You have my permission to just put me down. Like, you have my permission. It is for the good of everyone, probably. It's for my own good. If I ever go insane enough to start thinking, I should play a really difficult 1.5 to 3,000 hour Factorio mod pack, then you can take that as a sign that I have genuinely gone insane, and you have my permission to just kill me at that point. We're also around 1,000 different fluids. Lovely. You never know what the future holds. This is why we're making this pact, chat. That's why, while I still have my wits about me. Okay, how many engines am I actually producing? It's 0.07 times 22, I think. 0.07 times 22 is 1.5 per second. That's not that bad. It's actually pretty solid. Now we can produce engines. and rails, and a bunch of other things. Okay, nice. I think with engines being produced, we're probably going to call it for today, because I do have to leave in literally the next 4 minutes. So, we're going to save this real quick. We did make some pretty solid progress. You know, we set up the green science, we have engines, we have stone bricks, we have not enough iron production still. Yeah, we don't even have things that are balanced correctly. The balancing is still horrendous on this. Actually, I don't think we produce enough iron ore to keep up with demand. I think that's the main problem. Well, it's one of the main problems. I can see another one. Okay, there we go. Now I'm gonna save. When's the next Factorio stream? Whenever I feel like playing Factorio, it seems. That's kind of just how it's been going. I might play more sometime next week, or even on the weekend. Like, I might even stream tomorrow, but I don't know if that's going to be Factorio. There is a possibility that I may very well play something else if I'm going to play tomorrow. Like, I never really continued that Italy campaign in EU5, so I might do that, maybe. That's a possibility. But yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll turn this into like a long-term Factorio run, possibly. Because at least with Factorio, I know that we're not going to have to worry about it being updated and ruining the run that I have going. So there's a possibility this could just last for like a year, just every now and then playing Factorio. Because really, it's not about the Factorio as much as it's about just having a moment to talk about random things with chat, and then Factorio is just in the background. Whereas with EU5, I feel like I'm a little more locked in, you know? And that's true, we do have to unlock the gambling. We can't stop playing this game until we have at least some gambling mechanic. Nope, that's the wrong background music. This is the correct background music. Alright, there we go. Okay, we're gonna call it for today because I have to quickly leave, and then I might stream tomorrow. Maybe, possibly, we'll see. Yeah, I know our green circuits suck. We'll deal with it at some point. Probably. We'll see. Anyway, thank you very much for being here, guys. I hope to see you tomorrow, even if we're playing something a little different. We might play some EU5. I'm also looking into playing some different games entirely, like we might do that Outer Worlds DLC. I might also play Cities Skylines, possibly. Maybe, or like, more likely Manor Lords. That's much more likely to happen. But anyway, thank you very much for being here. I'll see you soon, and have a wonderful rest of your Friday evening. Actually, before we go, is there anybody who is still online for me to raid? Possibly. Is Saffron still streaming? Because I was kind of hoping to raid into her because we're playing Factorio. Let me just check to see if she's still streaming. Yep, she's still streaming. Okay, we're gonna direct people to Saffron's stream. Let's do that on Twitch as well. We're just gonna do like the double raid. Start raid. Okay, perfect. Alright. Have a good evening, everyone. I will see you tomorrow. Bye, bit.